Moving towards the last presentation, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Abba Abdullahi, the head of Industry, Trade and Investment of the High Commission of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Republic of India. Put your hands together for Mr. Abba Abdullahi.
A message from my ambassador who was not able to be here because of some reason. First of all, I would like to appreciate Dr. Jitendra Josh, President Global India Business Forum, High Commissioners, Ambassadors, diplomats, distinguished business leaders, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to represent His Excellency Ambassador Ahmed Saleh, High Commissioner of the Republic of Nigeria to India, to participate at the Global Business Forum at this time. Before I proceed, permit me to extend His Excellency's gratitude and honor to be invited to this very auspicious business forum, and also to inform you that His Excellency could not be here today due to an unforeseen official engagement. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria and India have maintained cordial relations for several decades. Both countries are democratic, multi-religious, multi-ethnic, and multilingual countries. India is the largest democracy in the world, and Nigeria is the largest in Africa. The common features make two countries natural partners. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, during the G20 summit, you are all aware that Nigeria had a sideline event called Nigeria-India Presidential Roundtable Conference, which our President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Republic of Nigeria, attended. The event was successful and was able to receive commitment of $14 billion from Indian investors, in which Jindal Company pledged $3 billion to Nigeria's steel sector, while Indorama Corporation planned to invest additional $8 billion to expand its pharmaceutical facilities in the country. And Skippers Limited Chairman Jitendra Steba and Indian Bharati Enterprise have also made significant pledge of $1.6 billion, each to build power generation plant, while Bharati has planned to invest additional $700 million investment in Nigeria. In addition to this, Nigeria has approved a partnership agreement with Indian government worth $1 billion. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria has the biggest economy in Africa and largest producer of crude oil in the continent. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the GDP of Nigeria and the giant of Africa rose to 3.7 in 2023 from the revised projection of 3.5 in 2022, making it the largest in Africa. All these indicate one thing: Nigeria is a viable market with lots of potentials and opportunities for investment. Ladies and gentlemen, why should we invest in Nigeria? Because Nigeria have ease of doing business, we have large size of population, we have large market size, we have rich untapped natural resources, arable land, we have cheap labor than any country in Africa, and we have a necessary legal framework for protection of investment, attractive and transitional companies for establishing their African regional headquarters. The reason for the above-mentioned ascertained investment opportunities in Nigeria are not too far-fetched. The economic indices indicate that Nigeria has a massive population, making it a big market, vast area of minerals and natural resources, a good base for agriculture, solid minerals, construction, and so on and so forth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there are perfect action plans aimed to encourage foreign participants in the Nigerian economy. The variety of opportunities and the competitiveness course makes Nigeria an excellent destination for investment. Nigeria is a top recipient of foreign direct investment in Africa, with the gross domestic product rate averaging more than 6% over the last decade. This follows a deliberate attempt by the government to diversify the economy and liberalize the business environment and accommodate the private sector as engine of growth while government remains the enabler. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, beside the exceptional location of the heart of Africa and long-standing tradition and exemplary country of establishing African headquarters, Nigeria's offer foreign companies a unique combination of favorable tax incentive for investment, large population in Africa with over 220 million people, largest economy in Africa with over $500 billion, accessibility from key locations abroad via air transport, water, and connection networks. We have access land, affordable office and residence spaces. We have very low cost of living. We have access to high-skilled workforce because of elites we have in Nigeria. We have rich cultural heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is an attractive country for investment and it offers a great potential for establishment of multinational companies. Thanks to the outstanding academic level of its population, as well as high standard of modern service and social political stability. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there is no saying that having operation in Nigeria is synonymous to the presence of the entire West African sovereignty, considering our economic might and capacity in West Africa. Additionally, with entry into pores of African continental free trade area, it will also create further opportunities of service the African continent for one-stop shop in Nigeria. To conclude my remark, I wish to reiterate the need for foreign investors to consider having an operation in Nigeria through physical presence in all business sectors. Now let me start by Excellency Ambassador Ahmed Sule. I will start my own now as the International Trade Officer of Nigeria. Well, if we look at this, these are the investment opportunities in Nigeria. We are looking for investors to invest more in power sectors. Though we have business movement from India who are coming to invest, but we need any other person that want to invest in power sector in Nigeria. Having 200 million people needing to consider maybe to consume electricity. We need more than 70,000 megawatts at least, because we have 36 states in the country. We have oil and gas sector. Nigeria, seven largest sort of oil in the world. Now, I think the best in the African continent. We have agricultural side. Anybody that wants to invest in agriculture will believe me that feeding 220 million people is not just a person, one person investment. It needs investors from India, especially the normal food we eat in Africa. We all know the demand, the same culture we have and tradition in India. We go back to maritime and shipping. We are at the coast. We are at the bottom of Atlantic Ocean. We have so many shipping opportunities from Nigeria. You can import and export with free trade zone we have in our seas from Nigeria. Then we go to solid minerals. We have all the solid minerals you need in our country. Anything you think of in Nigeria, we have it in mass in every part of Nigeria within 36 states. We go further to banking and finance services. We have so many international banks. All Africa can testify that our bank are genuine and global. We have a higher impact. The first banking system in Africa started in Nigeria. Then tourism and hospitality, where the most hospitable people in Africa, everybody knows. Any country you go, you don't see a Nigerian leave that country because you cannot manage to stay there. We are hospitable, we are people that can be able to adopt in any society, any culture, any environment. Then we need to manufacturing. Of course, we are manufacturing, but we would like India to come and manufacture. So far today, we have about 139 companies, investors from India that has established manufacturing company. They are manufacturing today, and there are more than 2 million Indians that I know that have invested in Nigeria, and every day we receive they get visa from our embassy to Nigeria. Like every day we receive a visa request about 1,000, 2,000 from Indians that go to Nigeria. Then we look at pharmaceutical and health service. And I believe me, every month, more than 5,000 Nigerians come to India every month for health tourism. But we would like to invest. My president was here, we were in the G20 summit, and he tried to invite the Minister of Trade and Investment and Minister of Health. There was a meeting they had, a roundtable meeting, and we discussed about investment in the health sector. Because if like 200 million people will have to come to India for some medical tourism, I think it's better you open your business there so that you save cost and you can give a good quality of care. And they will to protect the follow of cases whereby you, after treatment, you go back and come back for treatment. The next one is information and technology. The world has confessed to everybody that India is the world number one ICT. So whether we like it or not, we have to give it where it belongs. So I believe ICT here is the foundation of it. So we like investors to come to Nigeria and invest more in ICT. Though we know Nigerians who have their own gurus that can be able to penetrate any ICT challenges, and in terms of ICT, we are still moving forward. However, industrial park, so many industrial parks and clusters that need to be invested in. So any other Indian that is interested in investing in Nigerian industrial cluster, please come to my office. Please next slide. Okay, these are the investment opportunities for the period. Mining now is a government priority because we want to divert from oil sector to the mining sector. Because in the 36 states of Nigeria, every state has a mining sector program, which we try to invite foreign investors to invest in the mining sector. New investors friendly and policy. Our policy is friendly and genuine. We will have a policy that will guarantee you of getting your products or maybe try to invest in the mining in Nigeria. Mining cadastral office established where you go directly to register within 24 hours. You can register and get your document as a miner. Then the opportunity to develop the diploma in Nigeria, those other countries that wanted, but we decided India is our best partner in the Asian part of the country. So we like Indians to come and invest in Vietnam. Exploring the mechanism of coal, product embargoes and users in Nigeria for export. Most of these things we export them out of the country. But we wanted an investor that will offer an inside company, an industry that can be able to say, oh, you invest, you export your product. And the other one is reverse estimated of 15 million barrels of oil. We have about 76 square kilometers of down what we have there, everything is 73 square kilometers. Exploration and development of rice and bauxite for the oil industry and gypsum for the cement industry. We have Indian cement factories in Nigeria, many of them, and we have more than 7 cement industries in Nigeria, which we have to supply most of the African region and some East African countries. They get their cement from Nigeria. So we need an investor that will invest in cement factory so that you can export to other African countries. Likewise, exploration and development of phosphate, resources of fertilizer industry. We have signed agreement with many countries, especially India. India are part of fertilizer producers in Nigeria. But we need more investors because about 26 states out of 37 in Nigeria have all these mineral resources. Please. Okay, in tourism sector, there is a movie industry, which we all know. It's a time now just for movie industry. You know, you have Bollywood in India, we have Bollywood in America, and we have Nollywood in Nigeria. I'm sure all the African countries and some Indians will believe Nigerians are the best entertainers in Africa. We have musical entertainment, we have movies, and etc., etc. So I'm sure if you come to Nigeria to start inventing, maybe you are the expert. We used to watch Indian movies when we were young, and we get so much interested in it. But that's what motivates us. But we can still learn from you. There are so many things we need to learn from you in terms of tourism. Yes, please. Okay. Okay, on transportation system, though we have a railway, but we need more investors on it because there are other villages and some states that are not well connected with railways because of the too much population and too much use of transportation system. So we need an investor in the railway sector in Nigeria. I know most of us here may believe that with a population of 200 million people, if you rely on only motorbike or risk transportation, it will not be able to do anything in the country. So I suggest investors who are interested in railway or transportation system, you are always welcome to Nigeria for that business. Next slide. Okay, okay. Next slide. Next slide. No. Oh, okay. We have also issue with our national carrier. So we like investors. Maybe Indigo is supposed to be here. They can open an operation in Nigeria. Because I think in any place you are living in Africa, any country you are from, coming out of Nigeria or any African country, or going to any country in Africa, if there is no Nigerian in that flight, take that flight, there's problem. I assure you that we are the most traveled species in the whole of Africa. Any flight, either from America, from India, from anywhere, if you don't see Nigeria in that flight, my brother, leave that flight, there's a problem in that flight. Because we are the most traveled people in the whole world. We have 70 million Nigerians in diaspora, and we are everywhere in the world. all these travelers will be part of, will enjoy your flight. Next slide, my brother. Okay, road construction, of course, Nigeria is 1.9 million hectares, diamond hectares. Is a big country with 37 states, with almost 3,000 square kilometers, whereby before you reach end of the place, you find out that maybe the road is not convenient for you because of the weather. Because there are places where you have rainfall for 11 months in a year. So rainfall 11 months in a year with heavy transport, with huge companies and industries, there's no way you will not have road construction and bridges in the country. So I urge Indians who are very interested in the construction business, because I have seen some of them here, I believe they will come and invest in Nigeria on that. I will give my profile on the next slide, please. Okay, industrial partners, what is so industrial part? We need so many industrial partners of our oil sector. We believe most countries or Nigeria before we rely on the oil sector, but now we want to diversify from oil to agricultural sector because of the demand of food in West Africa and other African countries. Believe me, every day, every week, Nigeria exports more than 100,000 tons of grains out of Nigeria to other neighboring countries. So investors in agriculture are highly needed. India used to be an importer of rice to Nigeria many years ago, but because we want to diversify from that importation of food grains, we want investors from India to come and invest in agricultural sector to provide food, and it will be the most profitable investment you will have in Nigeria. I assure you that. Next slide, please. Okay, power sector. Power sector has been a devastating problem not only for Nigeria and most African countries. I'm sure Indian business mogul has tried to say they want to invest in Nigeria, but being the large country in Africa and being the most populous country in Africa, we need investors to come and invest in the energy sector, because you will have the market. The market is there with the population. So I urge all investors in power sectors to please come and invest in Nigeria. Next slide. Okay, this is the economic sector just like I described before. With diversification of the economic sector, we have 40.2% in agricultural sector, just like I have just informed, that come and invest in agriculture. We have 90.3% sales and retail, that is SMEs traders, where you can invest now and get your profit now in Nigeria. Then 14.7% in the oil sector, oil and gas, because we are the largest oil in the whole of Africa. 5.7 in telecommunication. We have over 95 million subscribers of Airtel and MTN in Nigeria. So with 95 million subscribers, I think when you invest in telecom, I think within 1 month or 1 year, you will see the results out of it. However, you go to manufacturing. Of course, we have manufacturers from India, but we need no manufacturing, especially in terms of pharmaceuticals manufacturing. If you manufacture medicine from pharmaceutical, I think we'll be able to get more from there. Then finance. You can invest in banking system or other financial sectors. You can make your money. And the next one is construction. Of course, we have our construction companies, but most of the bridges we have in Nigeria and all the roads we have, they are Indian companies that have been in Nigerian construction for more than 40 years. I can testify to that. The last one is 10% with other small-scale businesses that can yield so much into investment sector in Nigeria. Next. Okay. You are in the G20 summit. These are the places we have from Indian government. About 14 billion investment from Indian investor. The first one we have, I think, investment in iron ore. Okay. Processing steel power development by Jindal Steel and Power Limited. Is going to invest $3 billion in Nigeria in steel and power limited company. Then we have Skipper, who is going to invest $1.6 billion in Nigeria for 100 megawatt power plant in Nigeria. About 20 of these 100 megawatt power plant in northern Nigeria, amounting to 2,000 megawatt of new power in the next 4 years. Then we have another investment, 8 billion pledge introduced for petrochemical, export fertilizer, and petrochemical. petrochemical facilities in Rivers, in one of the states in Nigeria. And 1 billion to have military self-sufficient by 2027. Where $700 million was investment by Bati Enterprises, Interlocation, Space and Communication, Digital Solution, and Insurance Process Food, Real Estate and Hospitality. Indian business expressed need to invest more in Nigeria under President Tinubu. Now I have a message for you from His Excellency, is the one that I made it. This is my ambassador, His Excellency Ahmad Sili. Let me get the message for Ahmed, our President, please.
Don't be frightened about investments in Nigeria. Bring it on. Ask your questions. Make your requests. I have a team, and I have the captain of that team. I assure you, we solve problems.
With a worth of over $441.5 billion in gross domestic product (GDP), Nigeria has the largest economy in Africa. Its large domestic market makes it the ideal gateway to the African continent and an essential component of the African strategy. Financial experts estimate that the Nigerian economy is poised to become one of the world's top 10 economies by 2050, surpassing the economies of most developed countries. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million people, and it is estimated to be the world's third most populous country by 2050, with one of the most entrepreneurial, innovative, and ingenious people, as well as abundant natural resources. The administration of President Bola Tinubu has identified key growth sectors like power, healthcare, education, ICT, and manufacturing, amongst others, to drive the government's 8-point economic agenda for economic growth and development. Through the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission (NIPC), the government is committed to attracting responsible, inclusive, beneficial, and sustainable investment. NIPC will continue to maintain strong investor support to navigate regulatory and administrative processes through the one-stop investment center and other relevant initiatives. Indeed, Nigeria's government is determined to remove the impediments to doing business in Nigeria and to fast-track economic growth with a particular focus on investment with a generous incentives regime.
The trade and investment opportunity is enormous.
Nigeria is open for business. Welcome to Nigeria.
That is a message from our Nigerian president. Nigeria is ready to receive Indian investors anytime, anywhere. As I told you earlier, we have more than 3 million Indians in Nigeria. We have more than 140 companies and industries for Indians in Nigeria. So India, for me, is home, and Nigeria is home for Indians. You are welcome to Nigeria for business and investment. Yes. Above is my address, my email, and everything for the contact address. In case you need anything, that's the contact address. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Thank you.